that's going on this planet. Plain and simple. Or you just continuous pain forever and ever and never. Think about how that sounds. It's the only thing they can come up with versus all the shit that we seeing happen on this planet. People starving to death, children getting blown up, children being raped. Come on. There's so much sick things going on here. People having their organs stolen. All the murder and rape and everything that's happening here, all the hatred that is just everywhere. And it's us. And everybody want to point the finger at something else, but we have the power to stop it, but we choose not to. We have the power to have heaven on earth, which is true freedom. But we don't go after it. So many people just turn their back against it because they are consumed by the lower materialistic brain. And they don't understand it. They don't realize it. So, again, energy. We're talking about hell. We're talking about the hell of the religious and the unconscious. And once you understand how energy flows, now, many of you probably have not seen my videos on energy and understanding the process. So, again, a lot of people, when we talk about energy and consciousness, religious people say, well, that's spooky. How can you talk to us about the Bible? That stuff is spooky. When it's proven to exist. It's proven. Now, we are made up of trillions and trillions of atoms. Atoms have electrons. Every material thing, every physical thing is made up of atoms. Atoms have electrons. We can't move if it wasn't for this energy, these electrons, plain and simple. And we move because of thought. Thought is consciousness. You have consciousness, then energy, then movement. Happens really fast. I have a whole video on human energy. Now, we talk about cell activity, tissue activity. You have an electromagnetic field around your heart and your brain. Again, when I talked about in a video how this activity can cause static. So we have basically when you rub your feet on the carpet, when you got socks on, you can create a static charge. And again, when you rub your hands and you charge your hands electrically from the static charge, you can cause little grains of sand, if they have any kind of metal in it, to basically touch the surface of your skin. You see what happens to the hair because you have electrons stealing electrons from the atoms that's on the balloon or on the wall, and you can use the balloon to cause your hair to become frizzy. You have brain cells. So we always talk about brain cells. So you done lost and killed a bunch of brain cells. These are electrically charged. You have neurons. And your neurons is basically electrically excitable. They can basically transmit and process information and send that information via electrochemical signaling throughout the brain. Your brain is hardwired with a lot of, electrical signals. Neurons firing off here and there when you think, when you're trying to process a thought. This is all energy. This is what we talk about. So again, it's not spooky when we're talking about consciousness. Before you move, there's a thought. Plain and simple. And I talked about in the whole meditation and Mystery School Volume 3 DVD, I talked about how, when you have a thought of sex, and this is the best way to convey it, which is why I use sex, because I'm not trying to be nasty or nothing like that. Sex is the best way to convey it. You have physical stimulation based on thought. You don't have to use your hands to make that thing move. And men will tell you that, plain and simple. You don't have to use nothing to get wet. Excuse my words. It's the truth. Thought can do that. So you have a conscious thought of sex, which causes the stimulation. What happens is you have electrical signals sent to the brain because of thought. It goes to the hippocampus, down the fibers of the choroid plexus, to the fornix, where we get the word porn and fornicate, down the spine, to the sacral nerve, which causes eventually stimulation. It's just that simple. So this is a process. Before you move your arms, before I'm moving my arms now, there is a thought that occurs very fast, too fast for you to detect consciously. And then you have movement. Energy is because of this. And common sense will tell you if you have a dead body, it can't move because there's no energy in it. So understanding that and understanding, again, it takes two people to create life, to create a baby. And this is where you get all mixed up and confused with religion. Because religion will have you think that there is this God that's creating all of us. God woke me up in the morning. God put me here. Your mother put you here. That's what you know. Plain and simple. You have seen birth with your own eyes. You have not seen any other outside force create that life but you and your husband, you and your wife. It's not a God. God wouldn't create. He wouldn't let a woman walk. If this God exists in the Bible, he wouldn't let a woman walk for 9 months with the child to put the beauty, the glorious power that happens during conception, to do all of that just to have a child die the day after it's born because of SIDS, die before its first birthday. What is that? So it's not God, it is you. So when you understand about this energy, I just got finished talking about how it comes together with two people to create life. It's just that simple. It is you that is creating life. And that seed, that child takes on your characteristics because they came from you. Look like you, not like God. God ain't the daddy. That dude is the daddy. That woman is the mother. So understand the stuff we see every day on a physical and reality. But you have been deceived by Satan, that lower brain, this government system, this religious institution, these religious systems that is controlling you. That's all Satan. It all goes back to Satan, controlling you and keeping you in the physical, keeping you in the materialistic realm because, you run to God because you want materialistic things. You're scared to be poor. You're scared to get killed when you go outside. Materialism, it deals with all that. If you're scared to go to hell, if that is your fear, you're scared of physical pain, material pain, suffering. All this goes back to the lower brain. So when you understand what your hell would be coming back here to deal with this stuff over and over again, which is why Buddha said, life is about suffering. And yes, in Buddhism, they believe in reincarnation, that you will come back. There's a journey you must go through. It's a lot to it. Again, I'll put out the DVD on that. So again, it's not, because you chose to follow the Bible, you feel like you're safe. That's not it's not a good excuse. You feel like you're safe. I'm doing better safe than sorry. I'm follow this book. I'm act like I'm following it. And if I'm wrong, oh well, I'm wrong. Whatever happens, happens. But if I'm right, I go to heaven. So you always hear the phrase, I want the job of my dreams, the woman of my dreams. I want the home of my dreams. Dreams, dreams, dreams. Everything is put there in the dream world because in the dream world, you can basically get whatever you want. You don't have conscious control of the dream world. And I talk about this in the video on energy. The dream world is something that you do not control. You have wonderful dreams because it's something that you desire or something that you fear that is projecting this out to you in the dream world. This is your consciousness again, trying to make you aware of something. So when we talk about dream, because you have this crazy deep desire to be rich, you might dream about being rich. So you are manifesting this desire, this dream in your dream state, plain and simple. So to you, it's like, well, damn, I got to go to sleep in order to get, my dreams fulfilled. Or you believe that, I got to do some kind of thing here in this physical world. I got to win a lottery. I got to be a hip hop star, what have you, to make my dreams a reality. And then the Bible tells you, well, you have to die to get mansions, or you have to die, to get, riches, to be in a kingdom. And you're supposed to live a whole entire life of being poor, not having no kind of money. Jesus tell you, again, you can't get into heaven being rich. So if you're a Christian, you ain't supposed to be trying to scratch a lottery ticket. You should be looking at these celebrities who got wealth crazy. And when they talking about God this and Jesus that, well, wait a minute. The Bible tells you that rich people are not going to get into heaven. It's going to be impossible for them. You can't be rich and follow Jesus. So what is they talking about? And they're making movies that basically glorify Satan. They're making movies that glorify sin and lust. So how is this superstar celebrity that I'm following religious? So think about that. You got to understand the parable of it all. So the dream world is where you can get all this stuff, where you can have everything. And when you understand that concept of your consciousness creating all this beauty and wonder that you want, and what I teach and what others teach about gaining access to the subconscious, the real heaven, the seventh heaven, as they would say, and then having that at death where you can create anything. So that is the conscious heaven, having control of your subconscious. Your subconscious is creating the dream world. So imagine if you can control that. You don't have the physical anymore. Your body is gone. You're dead. But you have control of the subconscious that has the power to manifest anything that you want, and you can enjoy it consciously. Don't that sound like heaven to you? Free. Whatever obstacles you want to create for yourself, you can do it if you enjoy that kind of stuff. But whatever liberties, freedoms, whatever thing that you want, you can enjoy. Now, you are asleep, and you are dealing with material stuff, it seems, in your dream. You walking down the street, you eating food, you playing basketball. It seems all real. It seems all physical. Now, you get shot in your dream, you might wake up. You're not going to die. You get punched in your dream, you might wake up. You won't feel that physical pain that you feel, in the real physical world. It's different. So again, understanding that in that dream state, that pain is not the same. You're not going to wake up with a black eye because you got punched in the eye in the dream state. So understand, how is that possible that you're going to burn and feel this fire in this hell that they created to scare you? But understanding the subconscious in the dream world is the key, to understanding the true heaven. And again, you don't have to die to get this stuff. You don't. Freedom in the physical is the heaven here on earth, plain and simple. And we're not free here. No matter how free you may think you are not. We are not free. We are being controlled. We are subjected to the lower brain because Satan or this government system made it so. So you have to deal with the material. You got to worry about going to work and having a job and making money to pay your bills to survive, to pay your rent, to buy food, to buy clothes, pay your phone bill, cable bill, take care of your kids. All that is dealing with materialistic things that is given to us. Imagine if the government just said, you know what? No more money. That's the end of money. Everybody is going to get the necessary food that they need every month. Plain and simple. We're going to have some kind of system where you go shopping in certain places and, some kind of system where everybody can eat and it's not going to really cause us any kind of suffering economically, as a people. And I know people out there saying that, that's impossible. We don't have the kind of resources. It's bullshit. Africa alone will feed the whole entire world. Africa already feeds the entire world. Africa alone will take care of everybody. There's plenty of land on this planet. Trust me, I've traveled all over this world. I've seen it. It's there. Just fly, as I said before, fly from East Coast to West Coast and look at all that empty space you're flying over. So it's possible, but Satan's controlling this thing, and this is not what he wants. It's not what they want. They have an agenda that is fulfilled in your Bible. Your Bible is trying to tell you that. They put listen, we talk about secret societies and all that kind of shit. Talk about all that stuff. And we see it, and a lot of people still don't want to accept it. But you got to understand, where's the best place? And these people got to be communicating somehow. You can't afford to have a book. Because if you have a book, it gets out into, people's hand that you don't want it in, and then you lose all your secrets. So where's the best place to hide a secret? In plain sight. They hid it in the religious doctrines. It's just that simple. Which is why, again, when you go into any Masonic lodge, you have a Bible, you have a Torah, you have a Quran. Plain and simple, because the truth is hidden in there. Their agenda is hidden in that book. So when these people jump up and say Bible prophecy, no. Agenda being fulfilled. And again, there's no magical angels or anything like that is fulfilling these prophecies. It is by the hands of men. Not no angels, not no magical force. Again, the masses being destroyed as, fulfill Isaiah 17:1. Man, Obama. Syria being destroyed. That's Syria. That's men doing that. Israel becoming a nation. Men. All these things is being fulfilled by men, not by God. You're giving all this praise to this same beast that's controlling you. It's the same exact thing when you understand the parable. So, when we talk about hell, a literal hell, no place exists. You had the priest that came on and did the whole interview saying, well, the church made it up. So the hell for the religious and the unconscious people will be exactly that. Through death, when you die, you'll be reincarnated and come right back here because you did not get the necessary consciousness to escape reincarnation. And this is something that has been talked about for centuries. All the ancients. This is what the ancient religion because they didn't call it that, talks about. This is what the ancient Egyptians spoke about. This is what all of the ancients is talking about in whatever form they put it in. Energy. And the best way to describe the most powerful energy is to look up and see that sun. And see that it's like the most powerful thing that you can see, which is why it was revered. Not just that, it gives us life. Plain and simple, it's energy. We can't survive without it. So yeah, they deified the sun. It's, glorified it. It's God. Without it, we can't exist. So there's a lot more to that though. So understand, consciousness, understanding what consciousness really is and how it's not spooky and how we can really literally prove that there is this energetic being within us besides our physical bodies. Again, by the fact that if you are dead, a dead body can't move, plain and simple. So, as people have been shot in the leg and bled to death, it's an energy that's keeping you here. It's not the physical body, because the physical body can't regenerate itself without the energy. When you go to sleep at night, when you have a cut on your arm and you put a Band-Aid over it or whatever over it, it heals itself without any physical kind of touching or anything. You don't physically do anything. You just heal. You just recharge at night when you go to sleep, because then you enter in the dream state where your subconscious, that you don't have any control over, charges you while you're asleep, rejuvenates you while you're asleep. Plain and simple. So understand, the hell would be for you to come back here and endure suffering. Where Buddha told you about life, it's about suffering. Hell is suffering, eternity of suffering over and over and over again until you wake up and understand how to escape here. And, it's probably not too much long that, we're going to be able to do this. And you'll understand if you watch my videos. So understand when it gets into the Bible about that eternity of hell and suffering, you got to understand what that really means. So again, we've been letting y'all slide with the whole hell thing. And it's a lot of conscious people who don't know how to convey what I just said to you. They don't know how to do it. They don't understand how to tell you, well, wait a minute, if you don't be conscious, if you don't leave this religion alone, you are going to go to hell. There is a hell for you. A lot of people don't know how to convey it, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video and get people to really understand, the alternative to hell, what it really is. And yeah, some of you might say to yourself, well, shit, I don't care if I come back. You'll come back here doing it all over. No memory of any life that you ever lived. But not just that, subjected to Satan. Subjected to this government system that will rule this world. And you will be born into who knows what. Who knows? And if you pay attention, you see the direction that these people want to go. These beings are sick. They are sick, psycho, crazy, the sickest of the sick. Have no empathy. You don't. And you need to think about that. Again, I don't care how tough he is. The hardest, most toughest, craziest, sickest dude on this planet that's in a prison cell somewhere loves somebody. He has empathy for something. He loves his mom. He loves his children, something. He cares about something. These people don't care about shit. These beings, whatever they are, they don't care. Obviously, they have no empathy. There's no way you can kill and starve people to death and to do the sick shit that they're doing if you have empathy. So what are they? You need to think about that. What kind of human would allow this world to be what it is if they could change it? Think about that. I don't care how tough you is. You want a better world for your children. You want a better world for your kids to grow up in. This is the world that we live in, that the children have to live in. So unless they're going to create the world to benefit them, to where they are in power, where their children don't have to worry about nothing, it's the only way they would allow this stuff to continue. Because they know in the end, they're going to control it. They're going to own it. They're going to run it. So they don't really care what happens. In the end, it's theirs. You can't afford to wait for some Jesus to come back. You can't do it. You can't afford to hope that things will get better. You have to take action. You have to do stuff. Or at least prepare yourself for what's to come. And again, this is what I get into. This is what I talk about in understanding who you are. Egyptians talked about know thyself and everything that entails. And this is what I really get into and try to get people to understand, you know, how deep this really is. And how they're using all this information that you think is spooky to fulfill their agenda to better themselves. And meanwhile, you are where you are at. It's just that simple. So you need to understand there is an alternative to your hell if you are religious and unconscious. And you will go there, which is here. Again, Constantine, the movie, I always talk about that because they showed you hell in that movie. It was earth. There's no cars in hell. He was on the freaking expressway. You can see the city burning. That was hell. So it's telling you what hell literally is. It's here. Suffering, pain, old age, a lot of sick stuff is happening right here on this planet. So again, you need to understand these things, understand, you know, what this stuff really entails, and understand what your religion is trying to keep you away from. And yeah, thanks to everybody who's been supporting from day one, who believes in what I'm trying to do and believes in what I put out and the content that I put out. And, you know, again, I get so many positive messages from people from all over the world who get it, who see, you know, the true path. And it's a lot of people that really gets into this. I don't think it's nobody that does it as deep as me, you know, not really trying to be cocky or anything like that, but it's the truth. The way you need to understand this stuff is, I'm trying to put it, you know, so everybody can get it and really understand the information and understand that it's not, you know, something to deceive you. Again, don't listen to me. You know, don't listen to me. Just go do your own research. Everything that I'm saying, you can find it. You can research it for yourself. I mean, you have a brain. You have common sense. And if what I'm saying to you is somehow off a little bit, just go research it. Don't be passive and say you're crazy. Oh, he don't know what he talking about. You never did no research on it. So again, it's a lot. This stuff entails a lot. It's a lot that deal with consciousness and everything that I talk about. So again, I try to spare you guys the time. You know, the years that I had to spend in reaching this point of everything that I just told you. So again, you know, some people will understand, some people will not. Some people will not care, they will just do whatever. Some people will not really understand how serious this is and the ramifications of what I'm talking about until it's too late because they're procrastinators. I'll wait, whatever happens. Not really understanding what that means. You know, not understanding that that's not their own thought, that was implanted in them to feel like, yeah, whatever happens. It's not you. So, yeah. Thanks to everybody who's been supporting. Thanks to everybody for watching and making it to the end of the video. See you guys next video. Thanks for watching.